Testing 1, 2, 3. Hooray. What's up?
What's up, buddy?
Nothing, just, waiting for a game, I guess. Maybe.
Maybe. Seems to be the word of the day
Yeah, well, at least one team's joining.
to start.
And so, what did you do with your free morning? Anything?
No.
Yeah,
You
me either.
streaming yet? Are you live?
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh, okay. Nothing crazy. Just talking to friends, old and
So,
new.
old and now. Feel ya. Good thing it was, man, I slept in. Good thing the first game was canceled, though, because, like, Liquid Peta and Gosu Gamers had it 3 hours off the time I gave you. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, good thing I canceled.
Yeah, right. I just I don't know. I don't want to.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna flame, but why even play the open qualifiers if you
Yeah.
don't want to play the game?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Idiots.
Like, and then they said, "Oh, we're only forfeiting those last 2 group stage games we'll play." That's dumb already. But I just the whole tournament. I don't know. Okay,
I don't know. Just raw Dota things. I mean,
just
it happens.
G4P, G4P hooked esports
GFP.
thing.
They didn't pay enough. You know what I mean? If you
Yep.
want the G, you gotta P.
Yep. Now, what is that? Complexity just gets. They're just top 4. Didn't have to play a game. Interesting.
Just watching Optic VGJ right now.
Oh yeah, I watched the. Is it first or second games now?
I think it's first game still.
Okay.
Got some fiend as well for the moves tomorrow.
The
It's gonna be
moves.
some shit.
There's
Oh
moves
yeah.
tomorrow. Oh my god.
Not
But
my moves,
yeah, I know.
but
Just
like
the
other
moves.
people's moves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just it's too much. There's. Did you know there's 4 NA qualifiers going on right now? I just realized.
Really
Well, there's 3, right? And then the Madness qualifiers tomorrow too. So I don't know how that's gonna work.
interesting.
Yeah. Can't wait for some more pushbacks, forfeits. Who knows?
It's perfect.
Perfect.
You know how many qualifiers I'm playing?
How many?
None.
You're not gonna just you make 5 Smurfs play in the Madness qualifier, see what happens. Maybe you'll play against Demon Dota from SCA. They're actually gonna play. I don't know. There's no like. Is there a reason to do that if you're an SCA to play in that qualifier? Because every game's hosted on Russian server. It's gonna be impossible for NA too, I guess.
Yep. I think it's all EU, isn't it? Or is it
Is it
EU
EU?
East? I
I
thought it
thought it
was
was
EU
East.
West every
It might.
game.
It might be. That would make more sense. Let's see. Oh yeah, you're right.
I'm used to it.
Oh yeah, I have it. What's the most games you played in a day?
11.
11. Jesus.
No, sorry. Was it? I think it was 9, actually. It was a TI qualifier. We played 2 BO3s into a BO5.
Oh yeah. I forgot. That's funny. That's like not just like different tournaments. That was all just a Valve event. Oh, that had to be rough.
Yeah. It's only the biggest tournament ever.
Yeah. Here, just play. What? That's probably 12 hours. If it was 9 games, something like that. Delays and everything. Oh. Okay. One whole team. Okay, there we go. Both teams are looking to show up. That's great. Who do you think we're gonna see? Are we gonna see Ike's Mike again? He was playing earlier.
I don't know. Who are we going to see?
I don't know.
Who do you
Now
call?
there. Look at. He's right there. Honest, there he is. Hi, Ike's Mike. Wasn't he playing support for his new team, and now he's back to offlane? Versatile player.
I mean, he's just IX Mike, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He can do whatever you need him to do.
One of the legends. That's a 2-time or 3-team.
He's not.
No, just 2-time TI goer.
He's not the hero we need, but he's the one we deserve.
Yeah. But he doesn't want to be a hero. He's like Superman, or is it Batman? I forget which one didn't want to be a hero. I think it's
It was
Batman.
Batman.
Yeah, at the end. Did you like Dark Knight Rise? That was the last one, right? With Bane.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan. There's a lot of time jumps that didn't make sense.
Yeah.
It's like, guy, the city is completely locked down. Oh, it's Batman.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, it was fun actually, but it was like nothing compared to just Dark Knight. That's for sure.
The first and the second though were fucking amazing.
I love Batman. I freaking love the Scarecrow.
Yeah, I think Cillian Murphy is one of my favorite actors.
Oh.
I don't know if you watch Peaky Blinders, but he's great in that too.
I've heard about it, but I've not. I don't watch I literally don't watch any TV shows, and I rarely watch movies. I don't know.
I used to be that way, but I don't know. I've like watched every movie now.
Yeah. I just watch a ton when I'm on airplanes, so at least I see that. I don't know, like, I think about it, I'm like, I want to watch all of Game of Thrones, and I'll sit down and watch one episode. I'm like, I can just go online and play games or watch something. I don't know, it's just hard for me to, like,
Yep.
sit down and like see that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. That's why it's usually a second monitor thing. I'm not actually
Yeah.
watching the TV shows, but like the interesting parts.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't watch. Like I watched Mad Men recently. You can't just watch Mad Men. That shit is insane. John Hamm's like wife's character is one of the most annoying in television. Makes me want to die.
You watch King of the Hill, right? Is she like on Peggy's level?
Worse.
Okay, that sounds pretty bad then.
The finale, she gets cancer and she's gonna die soon. I think it was fan service.
Jesus, is that bad of a character? Yeah, I don't even have a. I still don't have a second one. I don't want one. I mean, I feel I should get one, but I kind of like the single monitor. It keeps me focused. I feel I'd like look
Yeah,
away too much if I had two.
yeah, I can see that. I agree. Whoa, we had that. We had that in like our office. Like when we were playing tournament matches, we always
Yeah.
turned our second monitor off.
Yeah. All right, looks like we're about to go here. Just need the DC logo. Just IX Mike. Did you watch any of the games earlier? coL versus DC. DC got handled a little bit.
Yes, I did. I felt like they were just a little outdrafted, in truth.
Oh.
And that was the one they played complexity, right?
Yeah.
I thought they actually should have won the first game. They took this really weird fight where like four of them died, and then they were like super behind the rest of the game. But I thought Morphling was gonna win that game for sure. And then the second game, they last picked Lena, so there's nothing more to say really.
Nothing like a. I don't know. Yeah, Lena. That's definitely not a hero right now.
Yeah. There's like I don't know. I would have liked to see them pick like just anything else. I think Leshrac could have been good. I like Lesh a lot though. I'm biased.
I mean, it's definitely a better hero than Lena, especially in a game
Yeah.
like that.
Right? It's hard like it's hard to come up with an idea that would be worse.
Yeah. Man. Man, it is gorgeous here today. It's like 75 degrees. I don't even know what to do. Well, I guess I'm sitting inside, but. Alright, so if you're just tuning in, this is literally the only best of 3 day. There were supposed to be 3 of them, but you know, two teams on one side both forfeit the same match, meaning the winner would have played Complexity, so now Complexity gets a bye, so we are stuck with this one BO3 today.
But still a quality BO3.
It is. I think it's probably the best open qualifier team, and they're going against DC, who's struggled. I mean, obviously, they're using a stand-in, and they have been for a couple of days now, so we'll see what GoPro can do. I think Save. I watch Save a lot. I believe he's top 50 in NA. And I know he's always been a decent player in the pubs I cast.
Yeah, I got a message from Husky saying that they weren't the full five.
Yeah.
Tourniquet, whoever that is a stand-in.
Okay.
First time ever playing with him.
Oh, so it's just a 4v4 two stand-ins. All right. What are your thoughts on Frogos? I've always thought he was a pretty decent player, but I mean he's last place in FPL right now with like 27 games. Do you think that's a big indicator of anything or not really?
Sorry, what? Hang on,
Like,
I had to mute
no,
you
you're
in
good.
game. You're like coming through twice. What'd you say? What's a good indicator?
I said, well, what's your thoughts on Frogos? Like, I always thought he's a decent player, but he's last place in the current FPL with like 27 games. I don't know if it's like an indicator of anything.
I have no idea, man.
Okay.
FPL's the weirdest shit.
Not
Like,
especially right now.
I like Frogos. We chilled at the Boston Major. He was a good dude, but
Yeah.
I don't really know.
About his play that much.
And NA is kind of a clusterfuck, you know. In those in-house leagues, I think if you're not drafting or like building the team or on some sort of role that's impactful, like you don't. You're just kind of like you just.
10 seconds remaining.
You don't actually impact the games.
Yeah, that makes sense.
5 seconds
Like I won
remaining.
so many FPL games by just like not drafting awful.
Yeah.
You get the B9 like Viper Undying, and you'd be like, all right, well guys, don't fight them, but pick a sniper, you win.
Sounds about right. Now, some quick man, Chen IO coming out from GoPro. DC, they're just I don't know. I hope we see Dark Willow banned every game. I don't mind watching play, but it just feels like that team's already a step ahead when it gets first picked. How gyro? Who would have seen that coming? Oh,
I
not me.
didn't.
I didn't.
I'm getting a premonition. There's an AA in the future. An AA or a Bane. Because it's Dota 2.
Dota
5
2.
seconds remaining.
I'm pretty sure this GoPro, their avatar or whatever team logo, that looks really copywritten from the Pain Gaming logo. But I could be wrong. So you think it's just? Do you think it's gonna be AA plus? Oh, we're about to find out. Don't you have to ask? There's AA. Is it gonna be a core or another? Is it a support or a core, Kyle? Are they doing something like a Razor DK, or is it gonna be like a Tusk or something?
They'll pick Sand King, DK, or Razor.
Okay.
It's probably Sand King.
Life
Or Lifestealer.
Stealer. Okay.
It's a little early, I think, but it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of picking Lifestealer this early.
And actually, I know then their one game they won against Hooked Esports. This is their exact opening. They had a Lifestealer first, and then they had Puck Bounty.
10 seconds remaining.
I wouldn't mind that. I love late
5
phase Bounty
seconds
Hunter.
remaining.
Rarely gets that far, but I think if you can pick it up, it's really strong.
So, what is Bounty supposed to do at like level 1 or 2? Is he just supposed to like pull creeps for the offlane and just randomly harass the lane, or does he have like a bigger purpose?
That's part of the reason I like the hero. You can actually do a bunch of stuff. You can pull the lane,
Radiant
you
team
can hit somebody, you can hunt the courier. You're really good at like being this surprise third party in a lane, and then it's like, oh shit, I'm dead. Because your 5 can just like hide to the side, and then there's a bounty hunter and the core there, and all of a sudden somebody's getting first blooded. And that's like what snowballs the guy's game. It's really just do something.
10 seconds
But if
remaining.
bounty like doesn't get started, doesn't have an impact in the first 2 minutes, you feel really
5
bad.
seconds remaining.
You talked about his little bit higher base damage than he used to have. It feels a lot better, especially now that like tri lanes are in existence, like you said. Does that just make Bounty a better hero? Because that was his weakness, right?
Dire
Just
team
Tri lanes.
I don't know, I think his weakness is more either it's not necessarily double dual lanes, but whenever there's lanes you can't pressure, like the Timbersaw meta, you've got like a Timbersaw in the safe lane, like maybe an aggro tri lane or something like that. All of a sudden, you don't feel like you can do shit. Same with, maybe Beastmaster Naga in one lane and some other thing you don't want to mess with in the other. Like there's some safe lane Underlord I've seen into Bounty Hunters, just weird shit like that.
Ugh. Oh, my bad. Bounty was first banned by Digital Chaos. They knew it already. Yeah, I even said that. I don't know why I didn't. Well, there's a Sand King now coming to pick later than you said, but on that team.
It's just weird to me. Why not just take the Sand King second, right? And then the Lifestealer. Maybe they think it will get banned. I could see that. It's just I don't know, I feel like you give away this Bane pick when you do that. Slardar. Well, I like it. I don't like Slardar too much against AA because you just explode. I get the concept because you match up well against Sand King, but you kind of just die. And the key to playing against Slardar for all the new guys out there is kill the Slardar because like you just kill the Slardar. He takes amp damage when he's sprinting. He's running around with like tranquil boots and a blink. Like he just explodes.
Man. Is Slardar when he ults Lifestealer, right? Lifestealer's rage, it doesn't take it off anymore, or it does, but
It
you can
does.
put it back on while he's raged, right?
Correct.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
not sure. I know it's changed like a few times. Makes sense.
It's not the greatest matchup for a Slardar.
Yeah, I was about to say, that feels like you said, if he's sprinting and somehow, like, Lifestealer just doesn't get stunned, that Slardar's just gonna melt with him in AA. Why do you pick a Slardar instead of, say, like, a Tusk or, I mean, Elder Titan's banned? Like, when is Slardar better than those heroes?
I like Slardar with range carries a lot. Like Sniper, Medusa, any hero that you can sort of play around and just, okay, you stun a guy and amp him and they're already taking damage from the core. I like the Ench pick. It keeps their draft like still open. They can last pick this mid, but just really strong laner. And it kind of owns Slardar for the same reasons. Like Slardar's gonna blink in and he might just die. You also can't really threaten an Enchantress in lane. But the main thing about Slardar is just having someone to play with and getting into the game because you need to be able to lane. You're not really a roamer like a Tusk or a Bounty. You want to be sitting in a lane with your shield and like 6 armor, hitting people, denying, and like you're a battler more than anything else, I feel.
It's like a Naga kind of.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to move too much. Excuse me.
And Chan, yeah, you said it helps lanes, and we have seen. I think IX Mike has ranked 4 games for DC, and he's played Enchantress in 2 of them. So maybe a little bit of we'll just take him before you can, maybe.
Yeah, I could see it. It's still a fine hero for them. I don't like it too much against Lifestealer, but Entry's just one of those heroes. It's really strong in lane. We talked about this the other day.
Yeah.
Whenever you can lane very well and ensure that all 3 of your lanes will like have impact, you feel good about Dota. The Furion pick, I like Furion Slaughter a lot as well, actually, because you have a global presence from the NP, and you have like the ultimate is like a bit of extra burst. So
Yeah.
now a Slaughter blinks stun on somebody, maybe there's another guy with him, and now there's a Furion too. And it gives you the tower pressure that allows Slardar to get an earlier blink dagger, and just it just helps you get into the game as a Slardar.
So this is gonna be what, an offlane Nature's Prophet, or is it gonna be something like a? I mean, that's what it's gonna be, right? I was trying to think how they like lane a Nature's Prophet and Gyro. I mean, I guess you could really put any of these heroes anywhere, right? Gyro and Nature's Prophet. You used to put Chessie's NP in the safe lane.
Yep, that's what Kingwin likes to do as well with Exotic Deer.
Yeah.
I like it. I think it's the best place for the hero right now because you can play a lot more aggressively in the safe lane. You're sort of like a Razor, but instead of a Link, you have these Treants following people.
Yeah.
And you want to have them follow them further, and you also want to make sure that you're laning against like 1 or 2 heroes. You don't really want to play offlane NP anymore. You want to be in the lane, not just like pulling creep waves with your trees like old school TI3 style.
GoPro, they last ban that Viper. It doesn't feel like. Does DC? How do they want to play? It doesn't feel like they have as much team fight as say GoPro, right? Like this Bane. I guess there's only 1 cancel for his grip though, so I digress.
I think they just need. I think they can pick some like TA hero type hero here. TA Quap. PA. Okay. Same style.
Yeah.
Squishier though, but it's really good with Slardar for obvious reasons. It's a ton of burst damage, and you sort of guarantee that all these low armor heroes on GoPro will just get blown up. It's the old style of MVP, this Furion PA, and a roamer.
I know. I mean, just something to deal with, right? You just ultimate the Enchantress with your Slardar and just throw daggers at it. Your PA doesn't even have to worry about Blink striking on top of her. It's nice.
Yeah. You know, I don't think they needed. They didn't want to like invest in more team fight. They just want to be able to kill people in burst. And PA is a really good matchup against the Lifestealer and the Ench. You also, same reason Slardar is good with NP. It's the same with PA. You just can play fast, and these heroes are much better when they can play fast. But you need something like a Furion to sort of carry the tempo for you. And they also have a gyro, so I hope he just, you can buy like drums, BKB, and just run in.
Well,
Oh,
we just talked about this. I think we have both had this. We both kind of agree. Lena's just a weak hero right now. Like, I guess there's not 2 ways to put it. She just feels weak.
It's not terrible, but it's not like good. Like, what's it do? He's just gonna get gone on and die.
Yeah, because even with the, right, a PA Slardar, that's a dead leaner, right? You have to get Yules. I mean, you do anyways, but once that Yules wears off, you just don't have anything. So
the only team that's had moderate success with the hero is Navi, and Navi is like making roster changes according to Reddit. So maybe we shouldn't steal ideas from teams that are dying.
Yeah. Was it actually Reddit, or wasn't it their CEO actually said something like
that?
Yeah,
the CEO, yeah. There's change on the horizon.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, not really. I guess I'm used to Navi changing now. It's really, I guess any team. What's like the longest team now without a change? Is it even like like a tier 1, tier 2 team? Like, is it even over a year?
I mean, Liquid.
Liquid, yeah. I guess it is. It's probably just Liquid.
Newbie's probably up there.
Right. There's a couple.
That's about it.
Yeah. Well, Bryle Gyrocopter, and it's gonna be a Ritsu PA. So we saw that yesterday as well, or 2 days ago. 2 days ago. So are you just liking DC's draft a little better? It just feels Like more if they know what they're kind of doing. Or what they wanna do.
I'm always scared when I see a draft that has like, I don't want to say a tank, but every hero on GoPro's side just kind of dies.
Yeah.
Like they have no one that can provide vision by walking in, and I think that that's really key in this meta. The DK, the Underlord, the Gyro, like something that can just sort of run in and allow the rest of his team to play around them. Like in this game, it's what like a bro strike with an infest bomb, and pray that there's no one else there and they get a kill.
Just
Starts a fight.
Yeah. And there we go. The opening, the class. I just call it the Ritsu at this point. There we go. At least it was a quick
Yeah,
one.
it's every game, dude.
Yep.
It's every single game.
And from what I've actually asked him, and I said, Ritsu, don't troll me, I'm being serious. He's like, well, right before a game, I slam an energy drink, and I just have to pee immediately. And I'm like, well, what if you just don't slam an energy drink? I don't know, whatever. Who knows? But Bane Slaughter going to be roaming up top with Gyro. And it looks like they might be putting this PA down. I mean, maybe just for the room, but PA down bottom by herself so far. If this is a tri-lane versus tri-lane up top, these exact 6 heroes, who do you like more?
The AA lane is strong, but there's the threat of a Furion on DC's side. I'd say it could go either way. The problem is like it's really difficult to fight into Bane as well, and Gyro's just going to be a better laner than Lifestealer. So it really depends on lane control. Are any camps blocked? But it's really a trade, and then it's who gets involved. But I don't think DC wants to try. It looks like they might rotate out. I think that's the right idea, because you can kind of just dumpster an Enchantress and keep him level 1. And in the meantime, Furion against AA Lifestealer can just he's going to be 100% fine up there.
Yeah.
He'll be laning like it's a 1v1.
That's pretty good. What, you just put your treants on the AA and just lane, or?
Pretty much. Lifestealer's really low base armor along with AA. You have trees, and I don't really think you can leave Enchantress bottom completely alone. I feel like he won't get anything down there. Bane will just hit him in the face and use Brain Sap. It's going to be Gyro mid, though.
Yeah, so Brian will be playing. I almost thought Ike's Mike. I was like, I don't know the last time I saw Ike's Mike play middle. I'm ready, but... So Gyro versus Lina. Lina, I mean, has the base damage, but her attack... That thing feels super slow, right?
There's also the threat of this rocket into a stun and an NPTP, which is going to make it really difficult for this Lina to play. I think, like, under normal circumstances, if Lina can threaten the Gyro and, like, kill the rocket by being able to, like, man up with a stack on her and just click it a couple times, you feel a lot better. But since he's going to be so threatened all the time.
Looks like Ike's Mike will go down here. Just gets stunned up. Owie, good job by Scourge McDuck. Actually dodges Owie's stun just out of range, and a pretty quick kill, but it's not like he really missed anything, right? You get that first blow, which is a nice chunk of gold, but no creeps died during that time.
Yep. It's one of those deaths that doesn't really matter. I think it's good. It's if they die a couple more times, it'll be a problem, but it's just like, who cares?
Frogos is pretty rich, though. 500 gold and boots on the Sand King. Get those early Tranquils could be good.
It would have been way more impactful if it was on the Lifestealer, because the phase or the treads are really what changed the lane makeup. I mean, the Tranquils on Sand King don't change anything. He already has boots.
Oh, gotcha. I still like... oh. What was he talking? I don't even know what I was going to say, actually. Oh, middle lane browse diving past the tower. Husky. Some CS 6-2 versus 4-3, so it's pretty even. In top lane. Mike just goes down again. Frogo's getting chased down. Will get it. Now Save's in a little bit of trouble. He has a stun. Mike's here as well. This is going to be a kill. Damn. Just the rotations back, and now even the Lifestealer, he's in a tad bit of trouble. If Mike could have got one of those trees in front of him, probably a guaranteed kill.
This is what you want if you're a Slaughter Furion lane, though. Just keep fighting them. Make sure there's 3 heroes here all the time. Like, you don't care. Look at the CS.
Pretty damn even. That's the thing, right? Nature's Prophet dies, he can TP back, teleport, scroll, or his skill. He's never gonna be out of TPs.
It's more that both heroes like aren't really CSing. So like you're fine doing that if you're Furion, because the Lifestealer is the key to the enemy team's game. Especially since he's going the Radiance build, as you can already see queued up. So if you can just slow him down, your Gyro and your PA, like those are the heroes that'll win the game. And bottom lane, Ench is just getting dumpstered because he's been completely alone against the Bane. So they're both just level 1, and PA is free farming.
PA level 4. Stan King, he's just zoning out. He is stealing. You know, this is the kind of guy you want in your pubs, right? You always, a lot of pub stars always talk about, man, I just have a guy who just leeches me. Stan King has leech 0 experience. You need levels on Bane though eventually, right?
Yeah.
And that's not a Stan. That's definitely a Stan King classic. He has to be even worse than PPD at just never prioritizing himself.
Yeah, I don't know if he has the experience to really change his style much. I think that's one of his weaknesses. He's kind of always playing the sacrificial 6 role. Sometimes you got to be willing to like get up in somebody's face and like take some items from them.
Yeah.
But you know, I agree though. Playing pubs with Stan King is some sauce.
Yeah.
Feels good. And Bryle's just dying middle now.
Yeah,
That was
he
a
is.
real weird dive.
Very fun. And he misses. He had one, but if he had one more, he probably would have lived there. But a nice kill there. Good roaming by Frogos.
He kind of handed it to him. He chased into Alina with 3 stacks up and then caught a stun in the face. And there's like no threat of a kill there.
Is it weird that you have your one stand-in playing Furion, kind of the one hero he needs to watch the map himself, right? Like, it's good to call for kills, but you kind of want him watching himself, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thing is,
well,
it is IX Mike. I mean, he's
Yeah.
a Furion player.
he is. Well, he's looking pretty dead again, but there are 3 heroes up here again. Well, gets frozen, goes down.
Probably should have seen that one coming, but it's no big deal. He's completely tied to the life stealer if you count CSN denies for the time being. Mid lane, here's the threat onto the mid player. And this is exactly what you're afraid of if you're Lina. He's going to get stunned. Oh, I thought there was a Prophet TP. He went top instead.
And nice kill. Like you said, though, Husky had the 3 stacks of fiery and just killed the rocket even before the Slardar got there. Smart play. But then you look at the last hits denies. It is 30 and 21 versus PA, like you said. Full free farm. Lena's only 5 behind, but it feels like PA is a little scarier over here, especially. I mean, level 6, they both have an insane amounts of burst.
Yeah, but this is the dream for PA. Like, this hero is so weak in the laning phase, and now all of a sudden he's got an Aquila and almost level 6.
Treads.
Ench is at a point now where the Bane will be able to leave, and Ench is going to be threatened just by the presence of PA. And he's like, look, he's got an Ice Ogre now running back. This is a grim Ench game.
Level 2.5, yeah, because Enchanter is one of those heroes you love, like 1v1 matchup. Like you said, Stan King just sitting down here and getting no help. And now they're looking like they want to push this tower. Try to bring on the Ice Ogre first. They do. There we go, with that Aquila, as well as the Blightstone. You know Blightstone, every melee creep gets 1 extra damage on the tower because of the Blightstone proc, because it's a minimum. It's great.
That's great.
It's great. And now they're going on him again. Frogo's gonna come over. Can only be able to stun one of them, but this PA feels unkillable right now with those 2 heroes. And he gets a crit. Frogos will run away. This tower's going down.
Yep. This is the strength of Furion PA. Like, you kind of make up for the lack of wave clear on your team when you have this Furion, and it makes the Bane Slardar just way easier to play. They can just keep running around. Eventually, they'll set up for a Furion, like mid, maybe. Now he's running away from the cold feet. Bra with an Invis rune.
Easy kill. Now you just kind of see the difference between, right, a semi-pro team and a pro team. Just the little mistakes of, like, crossing that river there. Like you said, not really a chance to get the kill, but then you just overcommit anyways.
Those who are like more experienced player, they just kind of use their mana because they'd have to heal anyway. You just annoy them, you know, force the TP, scare them a bit, and just walk away.
Yeah.
But you don't ever want to commit to a kill like that.
Well, what do you got? Level-wise, it's pretty even, at least level-wise, but that farm just feels pretty bad. Over here, Scourge McDuck, open wounds out, he just runs.
The easiest way to win a game is to have your side lanes 1 trade and 1 win. Like, if you have that scenario like you do here, where in an even matchup you get like a 2-on-2 top and just the PA down bottom against Ench. Anytime PA can farm like this and feel safe, like, it's so hard to play Dota. Like, even they're stunning him, but he's gonna back away. But he's like, who cares? They can't kill him.
Yeah. What do you go on PA? I mean, Ritsu's a known Battle Fury buyer. Do you think he's just gonna go with that because he normally does, or do you want him like to get a tempo item instead, like drums or even a death cell?
Mid lane, Husky just walked into a sleep. He had vision, and now he's died. Wow. What was the question? I was watching
I see.
the.
Do you think because it's Ritsu, he's just gonna go Battle Fury? Or do you think he should get some like drums or Deso to push the tempo?
I think drums wouldn't be bad, but at the same time you have a Furion and a Gyro that are both better
Probably.
suited for it.
Yeah.
I think that's like the one issue with PA right now is like what item do you buy to like get you going, you know? You don't want to buy a Yasha because that's not the way your hero functions.
What about a first item BKB? Is that just too early for it, or do you think that's okay?
Ah, it's too early. I think you fall off. I think you're better off just rush the Battle Fury. There's really nothing else to buy. This game already seems like it might be getting out of control, though. I mean, Mike is tied. Yeah.
Yeah, 5-4, but like we said, though, those early kills, it's almost a 5k lead at 8 minutes in already. Just feels rough, and it mostly goes down to his bottom lane. The Bane being able to keep Enchantress, level 1 at 4 minutes in. Now middle. Possible big fight. In comes Ritsu as well. Husky just coming in. He is going to go down again. Ike's Mike tanking the tower. It looks like Sand King is going to go invis, and they already had their own sentry down, so they can't find him, but he goes out of it. Now he's going to try to run. Dagger flies, no crit, but Brain Sap will pick him off. There you have it, 5 heroes middle from the Radiant. They're just going to take this last tier 1.
And it's the right play, but when Ench isn't 6, the supports aren't 6, there's really no there's no threat whatsoever from the Dire draft right now. They need their supports in the game, but they can't really play with anybody. Up top you have a Lifestealer rushing a Radiance, he's not doing anything. And then mid is Lina.
Yep, right, she's like their only kill power right now. That's the problem is, well, it's a middle Lina and you don't have any vision of the map, like, at all.
Yep. Bottom lane, that's a dead end. Yeah, he's
it's an enchant versus an over-leveled PA now.
Yep. And Furion Furion actually owns Enchantress as well. The ultimate is usually like more than a third of your HP pool. And you can tree block him, and it's mostly just like you can see the tempo they're able to put on just because of the profit, and now they can just sort of farm. The Gyro's over leveled, the PA's over leveled, like they're all huge. You're gonna have drums on Gyro pretty soon. He is gonna go Battle Fury on Ritsu, which I think is the play.
I can't see him not. He's a Battle Fury guy no matter what. I'm pretty sure you could put him on like a core Witch Doctor or something and you'd buy Battle Fury. Top, Bryle's just out by himself being greedy.
Yeah, there's just no reason to be there. Midwave is there's a Bane sitting there. Maybe they called that and they're like, oh, Bane gets 6, but you don't really want to give a support 6 in a game they're winning. You kind of just let him go earn it, and you keep the core in a safer position. I'd like the Bane or the Slardar like he is now to just be top if they want someone up there.
No. And they are.
Especially after the change. Deaths are now based way more on net worth, so you don't care if supports die, but you do care if your core does.
Ooh, Frogos. It's the Arcane Rune stolen. It looks like Bane get a hit level 6. Owie just hits level 6, and there we go, another kill. But I didn't even see this one. I assume he just got bursted down.
You just went for him. There's like nothing you could do.
Oh, and Furion. Yeah, like you said, Enchantress, you look at the HP, 680. That is absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
That, oh.
A crit and a Furion ult. He's dead.
And now you can't really do anything on Enchantress unless you want to go top, and you don't want to be top as an Enchantress, but just feels like they're getting out-farmed all over the map. Almost an Orchid on Ike's Mike.
Blink on Slardar soon as well. That's like the big timing. As soon as they have that blink, they can look to go Roche. Drums on Bryle, like, he's going to be level 10. Max Q. They're just so strong. And they're not on any sort of clock either because they have the PA. You can kind of just like kick back and relax. And let's take a bet. Over, under on how much longer this game will go on.
I think, I would say at 20
wanna set the
minutes, I would
time?
go, yeah, I'd say like, what, 22 minutes is what I was actually thinking. Well,
Okay,
top
that's close
lightning
to
in.
what I wanted.
See you later.
I'm going to go with under.
I would go with under. I think it's going to be like 19-20.
Yeah.
They might just push. Do you think they can push base right here top if they wanted? Siege unit? Ritsu goes down.
Probably not, but I mean, they'll look at the tier 2. If they had a blink already on Owie, they could, because they can just like place a ward and then jump base. I would have liked to see Stan. He just placed a ward underneath. I'd like him to do the VP thing, where you ward for your next objective. He could have warded like right here, or in base, and then you can look for like the next kill later on. But I think you want to place that ward behind mid tower, because that's going to be your next play.
Yeah.
One of my favorite wards is right here. It never gets countered, and you see the jungle entrance and the lane. And usually you'll catch people like walking through mid to get up the hill into the triple camp bottom shrine on Dire as well.
Yeah. I don't know. There's still, it feels like there's still a ton of warding that just people don't do. Is it I don't want to say a lost art, but is it kind of? You don't really see people just focus on it or much new. Well, top lane. Is he gonna go down? Doesn't look like it.
I think people just don't, I don't want to say don't work hard enough, but I don't think that they think enough about what their wards do. Like, there's like primary, if you look at it from a perspective of, okay, objectively, what are the best wards to have up, you know? Usually, they're like the high grounds, you know, like over here is one, this is another, and it's like, okay, you can't really place wards there anymore because they're going to get sentried, but what else gives you vision? Usually, my favorites are, like we talked about before, shrine and a lane, or behind a tower, like a lane and another path, or like a rune. Like, what gives you the most information?
Yep.
Those are like your tier A wards. Then you have like B tier wards, and then there's ones that are like, you know, never getting sentried.
Yep.
And it's just a judgment call of like, okay, do they know I'm here? Is this going to be sentried? And what VP likes to do is place tier 1 wards before you would expect them to go down. And then the support can show like super far away, but you don't realize like he's already placed the vision his team needs, and everything you're doing is seen by them because he's already been behind your tier 2 tower and you had no idea.
There goes Road. Speaking of that, though, looks like they were GoPro saying the same because they do have that sentry actually behind that tier 2 middle. No ward was placed though, so they don't get the counter. It was a smart call. And Frogos. Ulti's gonna be flying. It's not gonna be enough to pick him off. Do they want to dive? Do they need to? Well, the ulti just didn't hit him. There's too many creeps on the map, but he still goes down. It's a rare problem for Furion.
Ooh, gonna be a man, keep yawning. It's crazy. PA is gonna have his Battle Fury real soon. 200 gold. Relic up on the Lifestealer. He'll have Radiance eventually.
But he just gets gripped. Hey, is gonna throw an ulti at Stand King.
He just ditches.
Whatever, I'm out here. Now we see some peer damage coming out. Save. They still want to bring him down. There's the ulti by Brawl, and there's going to be a ton of damage. Yep, there goes down Stand King. A couple more hits. He will drop as well, but now Lifestealer just going to TP and Tourniquet probably going down. And you get a full grip over there, but the problem was neither team wanted to commit to that. It didn't look like you said, Owie just moves out, saw the A ult coming in, and then, well, all you needed is a gyrocopter and finishes it all off. So is this one of those games you're okay with an S and Y on gyro just because they are so far ahead?
Yeah, I think you can get away with it. Like, you also have Aegis, so you're also not like the main carry. Like you don't need to worry too much about the gyro's timing because he's just sort of unnecessary. He just runs around and battles. So it's fine to go S and Y because your whole team isn't playing around your BKB timing. It's more the PA's timing than yours.
Oh, and that ward scouts out Scourge McDuck, but he ends up going to the lane instead of down here to the Ancients. Does have, like you said, he's gonna have his Radiance here if he gets the last hit on the Siege creep. He does not. Oh no, if they kill him right before he gets it, they might. No grip though for 10. But they're gonna bring everyone else, and there we go. Blink stun in, dagger flies, Orchid. Well, he bought it at the last second. Nicely done by him, but they're gonna find one more. It's gonna be the AA, and he's just gonna be napping for a bit. Instant crit. Now the chicken. Stand King's looking. Won't get it. But he does hit it with the minus armor. And that's gonna be a middle tower. Ike's Mike picks
I don't like that they defend here. I think they can just. I think they should have just like gone to try and win the game, but at the same time, they're just killing Sand King now.
Yeah.
I'm just really concerned about our prediction more than anything else. That's why I'm hoping they push.
Yeah. I think maybe they just did it because they're like, oh, whatever. We'll defend and just push the tier 2, and then we can take all 3 lanes at once.
Yep.
So that's what they want.
This Lina. Have you even noticed that there's a Lina in the game?
I legit and past the laning phase where I thought she did
Yeah.
a decent job in the first 3 minutes. You just don't notice her.
Yep, she's
I
1 and
actually-
2.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? Like when you get like you're the hero on the map, you have to create some. You have a Sand King Lina, get a stun combo, but they just don't. They never had the vision this game. They have a couple wards down bottom, but When is Dire ever actually going to be in the Radiant jungle?
Exactly. They infest bomb.
Should be a kill on Mike here. And it is. This looks like
They
Mike
landed.
thought it. It was going in. They get one. CAA. Lena now. There we go. The Yules. Oh, but Grib. Nice stun does go off on the PA, but another stun by Owie. Stops the Enchantress in her tracks, and now Bryle just right-clicking down. A Nightmare on the Lifestealer. Ritsu mans up and gets the kill on Husky, but goes down.
A little deep.
It's
It's still hard to dive into like Lena and a Radiance. It's the thing with an Ench in the base too. I mean, I think our prediction might end up being wrong. They're gonna wait for second Roche. They need like more team fight items, I think, before they can really commit to a dive. A pipe on somebody wouldn't be bad.
Doesn't feel like many people can farm. Now you have IX Mike going a Lincoln's here. And Bane, I mean, Stanking, he'll never get a pipe. So is it on, who do you get it? Do you have to get it on Owie, or would you like Furion to get it?
I think I'm not sure. If it were OG, I'd say the PA would end up getting it. But I think it's probably the Slardar and nobody. So they probably just won't end up getting one.
Oh, and here we go. Bryle looks like he's going to be going down here. Does it's Ciagus. Ton of damage being done.
Magic.
IX Mike. Uh-oh. Gets the
I was gonna say
silence.
imagine it a BKB, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And IX Mike's looking to drop here. Buyback from Frogos, and there's a shrine right next door, and they're going to have to just run back from this. Husky is going to find Stanking, it looks like, and a nice double stun by Frogos into his ulti. That's another kill, and now Bryle's, well, him and Owie are the only two alive.
Yeah, and Ritsu's going Sanj and Yasha as well, which should really just be a BKB. It's the thing about Sanj and Yasha. One guy can get it, the other guy really should just get that BKB so that the timings are synced up.
That's interesting,
But-
yeah, because, I mean, he's a PA, right? You expect, he's going to go in, you expect the Lena to want to go on you, and guess what? You just pop a BKB, it makes life a lot easier.
I think Sanj and Yasha is literally just an item for lazy people.
Yeah.
It's never really optimal. Like on Gyro is different because it's just, you know, it makes sense, but why in the world is PA by Sanj and Yasha? Like, what does a Yasha do for a PA? You don't need move speed. You're not, like, you literally just need health and spell immunity, and you're gonna kill everybody.
That's actually the perfect explanation for an item for late, right? Because that's why people just get in pubs. They're like, oh, strength, agility, and that's easy. Of course, you know, everyone needs that. You just buy
The
it.
build-up's nice.
Yeah.
It gives you like a little bit of everything.
But sometimes you don't
So-
need
it's sort of
everything.
like yeah, it's like going to a pizza place, right? And you're like, oh, give me everything. You know, that's not going to give you the pizza that's prime for your situation.
Yeah.
You know, you're not putting any work in.
And you're not going to have like any cheese or sauce. At that point, if you put so many toppings, you don't taste anything else. Man, are you an extra cheese kind of guy on pizza, or are you just normal cheese?
I used to be, but cheese is so bad for you, you know?
Oh, yeah, it is.
So, I'd love extra cheese, but I'm also lactose intolerant.
Oh.
So, I'm a considerate guy.
How badly lactose are you? Like, you know,
Not
there's some
super
people.
bad.
You know,
I can't eat, like, I can eat cheese and stuff. It's more like don't eat, if I were to eat, like, some fettuccine Alfredo at an Italian restaurant, I'd have issues.
yeah. Makes sense. Oh, Roche.
Which is a shame.
Yeah. Fettuccine Alfredo. Yeah, I think that might be one of my favorite Italian dishes. So yeah, you are missing out. Well, actually, Gyro has the BKB now though, and is going MKB obviously versus the Radiance. Feels like, and just the Enchantress, nice versus. Oh, looks
This
like
is a
they
good
might
item.
smoke. Yeah, here we go.
There's a
There-
solar crest on the lifestealer too, so it's double evasion.
And they're going to run into each other. There we go. They're fighting right under Radiant Shrine, though. There's going to be an A blast. It's going to hit on Ritsu. No, he barely dodged it. Hits on Mike, but Frogos goes down. Scroogic Duck, you're going to go down as well. Owie finds +1, and he probably could just solo kill this guy, but Ritsu will come and take it.
We're gonna be off by a minute.
So that was... I mean, you got to make it, right? You're the losing team. You got to make something happen, but it just felt weird. It was only those two. Like, no one else from their team was there.
Yeah, they're just desperate. DC is playing it right. Like they have it. It's really the gem factor. Owie picked this up like 4 minutes ago. Dire has like no vision on the map, so you can't just sit there and do nothing when you know there's a Battle Fury PA, just and a Gyro, like a Furian's huge. Like,
You're getting
there's
outfought.
3 cores farming. In the meantime, like I don't know. I don't know what the like. You can't pick Lena and Enchantress. They're both the same hero in a lot of ways. They just sit in the back and throw stuff at you. And Ench is like no game whatsoever. Lena is just like I don't know what is it. I don't know if any of his items are gonna change the game.
No.
Shadowblade Yules.
Pretty standard, but losing game and your versus that gem as well, like you said, it's just a little bit worse even. And you see the 3 cores, I mean, Bryle, just 4,000 over the lifesteal. He has a double damage now. Is there possible they don't wait for it and they just go with this DD?
It's possible. Probably not recommended though. Roche does spawn in like 30 seconds. They might get this Enchantress, and then I'm sure they'll probably just look to fight. Oh my
that
goodness.
damage. A-Blast is going to come and hits Mike and dinks on Bryle, but a nice Lincolns from IX Mike onto Bryle. That's going to be the end of that. Looks like just get one pick off, and someone's going there. They're stopping.
Ugh.
They're stopping all these split. But do you just want him to like commit his 5 and stop this, or?
Yeah, like, you stop the push by like doing stuff, and like he's dying anyway.
Yeah.
But theoretically, he shouldn't die here because there's no one shoving lanes. So like no one's showing on the map. They're probably coming to kill you. He can just sit in the back, like chill, wait for someone to show, and like DC, like they're getting that kill, but theoretically they should just be pushing or going for Roche. They're just running at heroes, but the thing is, GoPro, like, where, like, Lena's dying top now. Where's his team? What are they doing?
Yeah.
But the
You always
supports
say-
are just sitting in base.
You have that Furion, right? He just TP'd bottom, TP's top, changes every bad situation better. Not that they have many bad situations this game. And here comes the buyback by Husky. Let's see. Bryle's he's just ulting the farm.
I hate that, but it's fine.
Looks like they are just
That's-
going for Roche, so.
Gyro, why is Gyro ult a 45-second cooldown?
It's a good
Does that
question.
make any sense to you?
While it's like one of the biggest AoEs and just, I don't know. It's definitely interesting.
550 damage and a slow. It's a lot,
That is a lot.
right? Like, isn't that a lot? Seems like a pretty good spell. The mana cost doesn't even increase with level.
Just has no negatives about it. Just plus damage, minus cooldown, you're good to go. I mean, that's... Would you say, is that like... say you did nerf his ulti like 15 seconds on his, like, added cooldown. How do you change Gyro so he's not first picked, I guess is what I'm asking. Is it like a flat cannon change, or... I don't know if there is just one. I don't know.
I think the talents are a big deal. Any carry hero, like think about Gyro, right? He does flak. He hits every hero in the game when he flaks, and his level 10 talent is 25 damage. Which, if you translate to gold, is about 1,200, I would say. 1,200 gold on that talent.
Yeah.
On a hero that does his attack to everyone. So it's 25 damage to every hero when you flak. And it also allows you to farm faster, and it's just super efficient. So I think that's something that should go. If people were picking health on Gyro, I don't think he would seem quite as strong. And none of his spells like have a downside.
Yeah.
Like,
He's just a... Everything's going for him. Uh-oh, Frogos, he might be a little bit... He's got his friend, and they know he's in there too, because the Radiance was not turned off. Jumps out, but Frogos gets silenced. Not before he gets the stun off. He's still going to go down here. Scrooge McDuck, he's going to hop into this creep. Going to trap him on the backside, that ulti. Tourniquet, he's just going to get bursted down. Now it's Scrooge McDuck, he's the only one left. They're just going to kite him around with the ulti from Owie, it looks like. And there's the good game, so we were about 4 minutes off. But a one-sided game, and I mean, these are the kind of games you do expect, right? When you have a professional team going up against more of a semi-pro team.
yep. It's just funny how a lot of the times the skill difference isn't as apparent as just the drafting comfort. Like I just don't know how you're gonna win that game. You have an Enchantress on your team, and you're just like, all right, we want a Lena now. Yeah.
Is there a hero that could have picked that wasn't Lena that would have just been 100 times better, could have actually changed the game, or do you think they were done before that pick?
I feel like you needed. It was PL banned.
I don't believe so. I believe it was Viper last ban. I don't think PO was banned.
Think you could have you PL there. Maybe you Naga. Like I don't believe in Naga though. You could have like maybe picked a Zeus or a Tinker, like something with a ton of wave clear and just magic damage. Like they kind of got that with Lena, but Lena's just so weak with no real timing. If they have a Zeus, yeah, it's like Zeus Tinker. I think could have worked. You're counting on this life stealer to carry, and if you have a Zeus, like you have the ability to fight for these earlier towers. Because if you notice, like they killed all the towers when the supports were still not 6. You need some hero to buy time for your supports to get into the game so that they can help you deal with waves and start trying to kill people.
No, makes sense. So that's the end of game number 1, and this is one best of 3 today. And well, it's looking like it might be a convincing 2-0 here, but we'll see. GoPro fixed their drafts. You know, they made some nice movements on the map, but we'll see if it's ungoable. Do you have Dota Plus?
Yeah.
What is that damage tab at the top? Like, what does that show? Because I can't even click on it because I don't have it.
It's pretty shit.
Oh.
It just shows what the hero does damage to and what
Oh.
it did. So like Bane did 1466 damage to Enchantress with Brain Sap. Did you know that?
I did not. I do now, though. Thanks,
Now you
Dota
do.
Plus. Thanks, Dota Plus and Kyle.
He gripped Lena for 848 damage.
Damn, that was actually a lot of damage for how short that game. That was just full grips. Ouch.
Yep.
Bro.
Sand King dealt 52 damage to Gyrocopter thanks to Chilling Touch.
Oh, so just because. Interesting.
And Lena offensively used people twice, and on one of those times he rolled 40, and on the other time he rolled 39.
Only 2 offensive Ewells. Yeah, that doesn't feel like a Lena stat. It feels very good. This lobby's not hosted, right? I just can't see it. I'm just making sure.
It's not hosted.
Okay.
One job.
This is it. This guy was killing me
I'm
yesterday.
over here falling asleep. I'm not gonna lie. That game was better than my mother's lullabies.
Damn. Did your
No,
mom actually
I
sing you
mean-
lullabies?
She did when I was really, really,
Yeah.
really little. Yeah.
Oh, I think mine did through I was like 8 years old. I think it was one of those things. I enjoyed them.
Yeah. It was like right before you got potty trained, right?
Yeah.
That's when she stopped.
That's real. My mom sang me "Puff the Magic Dragon." You don't think about it because as a kid you're like, oh, that's awesome, a flying dragon. Then you just realize it's just about weed and everything. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay, thanks, mom, but it's a great song. Not gonna lie. There it is. It just went up. All right.
There we go.
We are in this thing. And so I am. The thing is, now that I'm seeing this, I've heard some rumors that maybe we don't have GameSmart. Stuff might get pushed back for the Epicenter Madness qualifier. I'm not sure. I'll definitely keep you in the know, Kyle, but the viewers might want to know too. But
Fuck the viewer. I mean,
yeah,
yeah, that's a good idea.
they're all right. I mean, it is really weird because there's actually 3 NA. Like, we cast DC tomorrow after they play in GSC, but that means they won't play in Madness. I don't know. Either you're just going to have to avoid tournaments finally, or there's about to be a huge change tomorrow. What are your thoughts on how many, like, qualifiers you have to play? Did you want to play them all, or you just kind of felt forced to?
I mean, I want to play them all. I love
Yeah.
playing Dota. I think
Yeah.
people are just whining about too many qualifiers because that's just who they are. But
Yeah,
like 2 BO3s a day for a few days? Like, what's wrong with that?
yeah.
The only issue I ever had was them being scheduled like day after we returned from a LAN in China or something.
Yeah. That's just that happened to you like a month ago. It seems like it happened to EG about when they lost to VGJ.
Yeah.
They blame. I mean, it is an excuse obviously, but I mean it's a
Yeah,
pretty
it really
it's an
is.
it is it's an honest one, but it's I mean an excuse is an excuse.
It's more like you can't really play at your best if you're sick and you're getting off a flight and like you just don't have the ability to prepare like your opponent does. You just need that one day. You know, you fly home, you get the next day off to recover, and then you're playing the qualifier. You can't make an excuse. But the next day, like you're still jet lagged. Your body and mind are mushy. It's
Yeah.
just, it's hard.
Yeah. What was it harder for you to get home? Were China flights or SEA flights worse for you, or were they about the same?
Oh, it's always SEA.
Is it-
China's easy because you can usually get a good flight with max 1 connection.
Yeah.
But SEA flights, you almost always need to connect like from China or Japan,
Yeah.
and it's always on like a shitty airplane, and it's just a pain. It's such a pain. Usually you're gonna have 2 layovers,
Hmm.
whereas like I can fly direct to China.
I guess now that I actually been going to events, when I went to that Malaysian event, the 6 hour travel, I didn't even have
Yeah.
long layovers, and it was still 26 hours. I just wanted to die.
Mhm. It's also because it's like a more of a central location, so usually you don't fly over like the North Pole or anything. So you're just fucking flying west or east,
Yeah.
and then eventually you get there.
I do want to say though, Manila is still my favorite place I've gone easily.
Yeah.
Just Dota
I would
wise,
agree.
and just going
Yep.
there, it's super fun.
The fans were the shit.
Yep.
Had a ton of fun. Everything is cheap. Food's great. Nightlife is great.
Unlimited
Uh,
bottles of water. I don't know how big that actually is, but that's great.
yeah. It certainly wasn't bad.
Yeah. Where's the least favorite
Also,
place you've gone? Do you have one? Not even just tournament, just like place you've been, even if it's not Dota related. I don't know if you've like been somewhere in the world you just hated.
probably Wuxi, China.
What was there?
And it was mostly due to the temperature at the time, but we went to this land in Belarus and it was snowing. There was like a foot of snow on the ground, and our hotel was like a mile away from civilization. So, like, there are no taxis coming to you, you know?
No.
You had to walk to the mall for like a mile in the snow, and it was like -10 Fahrenheit with wind chill. That was some shit.
That's
Everyone drank a lot of alcohol that event.
That is the antifreeze of the human body. I think my dad called it. Oh, looks like we got both teams in here. This could be another quick one. Maybe we'll see some. I did notice. Who was it? I think it was the GSC qualifier. I don't know if you watched the game when Blue Pikachu took a game off Immortals. It was different. It was like a week ago, so.
Interesting.
Yeah, it just felt, and it almost felt like they were going to win game 2. I almost thought Blue Pikachu was about a 2-0 Immortals, and then something just clicked. Like, they just stopped dying, and you're like, oh, okay, well, they want to try now or something.
Yeah. That's the Korean way. Just a quick update from the GESC Thailand qualifier. VGJ is up 1-0 on Optic.
Yeah.
Game 2, completely even, 4-3 kill score.
So what's going on with VGJ? Would you say? I mean, they're just winning every game. Some game. I mean, they came back from a 42. I'm sure you saw that, the 42,000 gold lead and won.
Who are they playing again?
Complexity, I believe.
Oh, interesting. No, I had no idea, but that's a pretty good achievement for them.
Like, is VGJ just doing something really well, or is it just like SVG's drafting and captaining? And they just understand the meta, or are teams just playing bad versus them? I don't know. I've watched a few games. It's just weird.
I think it's a combination of all those factors. I think the drafts are good, but they're also like, there's a lot to be said for momentum in Dota. So like they beat EG, but EG was like sick and jet lagged.
Yeah.
They beat Complexity, but they had just made a roster change, playing with the stand-in, and they beat DC, who was playing with a stand-in. Plus they're drafting well. Plus they're feeling themselves and they're working hard. So it's just a combination of like all those things. NA Dota is one of those regions where it's very, very streaky. You know, teams get hot and then you don't see them again for 4 months.
Yeah, right. That literally happened with DC right here, Animal Planet, right? When they qualified for GSC, they won like 16 series in a row, beating you guys and stuff, and then just fell off.
Radiant team bad. Dire team bad.
No.
That's how it works. NA Dota.
Yeah. Will GoPro ban IO here? That is the question. They did the first game. Do you give it to Sand King? Because DC just first picks right here if you don't ban it, right? Like almost instantly.
Oh yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
We shall see. There's the IO ban. So Gyro banned out as well. Can't just first pick that. What do you see him going with instead? An AA? Sand King?
Dire team pick.
Sand King.
Razor.
Okay. It's because Omni value increased, I think, once the Chen, the Whisper gone, and Omni's also one of those like first pick heroes people forget about. But when you throw in a Razor, it sets them up to just go like Omni Knight second pick as well.
You just never want to pick Omni Knight to Razor.
It's first pick. You really want to take a core. I think, that can be malleable. You don't want to commit to a support because that just gets counterpicked and you can't really change it. Whereas this Razor is one of those 4 or 5 heroes that are the every lane core, you know, every role core, I should say, and it makes it really valuable. And they just whatever.
Take it anyways. Is it because they didn't want them to like have Razor Omni Knight? Is that like the only reason you pick it here? Because it does feel like just a terrible
I
pick.
mean, I'm sure you don't pick two heroes that get countered by the enemy team first pick if you're trying to win the draft. Like, I don't even know what to commentate on now. It's like, well, all right, guys.
You think
We,
after they pick like Sand King or Tusk or something, the draft's just over?
Team ban.
Well, what do they take? Sand King.
And they're already crushing the draft, and GoPro kind of crushed themselves. You're already gonna get outlaned. There's like poor matchups for your two core or for your one core selected.
Is this this is one of those times though, like, you know, in stomp games you can't really learn much, but in this draft, right, if they go back and watch this with you like saying this, there's a lot to learn from this at least, right?
Team ban.
Like why you pick something into something and why you don't.
I mean,
If
I
they actually
guess,
if
but-
they try to. Yeah.
I mean, at this point, everyone should know Omni Knight is a bad hero against Razor, though.
Yeah, you'd think. I think I knew that. I think most of Reddit knows that.
Dire team
Yeah, if Reddit knows, like, you gotta. That's. Reddit's strategical understanding. You ever watch The Human Centipede?
I have not. I've heard about it.
All right. Well, imagine that Reddit is like this new fourth person at the end of the line,
10
and
seconds
that
remaining.
the food eaten by the first
5
person,
seconds
right,
remaining.
Yeah.
is strategy, like Dota strategy. It takes a while for that to filter all the way down to Reddit, but if Reddit's chewing on it, you know that you should have had a pretty good idea what was going down by then.
So we have mentally challenged dolphins and the fourth person in the Human Centipede.
Yes.
Feeling a little bit rough for them right now. Terrorblade
They'll
banned out.
understand.
Yep. So what were you? I don't know if you watched that game, the support Terrorblade.
10 seconds remaining.
I did not. How did that go?
They just
Did he
won like
max
21
reflection or
minutes.
something?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I think Max Reflection's good on even if you're a core, but obviously there's better stuff. I don't know. That Reflection is nuts. I love that ability.
Yeah. That really needs to get nerfed.
Yeah, it was funny because really Monkeys Forever is the only one really abusing it really early on in like NA pubs. And then teams are like, oh, Terrorblade is good. Oh, wait, this third skill we never got is even better. Think if
Whoa!
It's a Skyra. Think if stats were still in the game. I bet people wouldn't be using Reflection.
10 seconds.
I bet people
Yeah,
would go
right?
EW and stats. Ice Frog was onto something.
I
we
blame
did.
Burning for that.
I mean, even do you think if their stats came back, which heroes do you think would take them? Do you still think like Juggernauts and AMs, or are their skills too good? I've actually thought about this one. I'm like, I think AMs would still take like max blink and stats.
Yeah, the thing about it is like before when it was an option, people were always greedy. Whereas now, after being forced to like skill their skills, all of a sudden I feel like they look more tantalizing than like another circlet, which is what the stats were. It was really just like a circlet's worth of stats. Now it's like, it's really nice to burn 60 something mana instead of 20 something mana.
Who would have guessed? Let's see. AA banned out. Don't get the Sand King AA, but Skyrath. This is just Owie loves this hero. Well, what does he do? I mean, he's just really good at just annoying lanes, right? Wasn't that the big thing at level 1? Throw bolts, die to neutrals. Can't really do that anymore.
Not really. It's interesting here. I think he's just gonna like zone out the Omni Knight. I'm not a huge fan of the hero in this position, just because I don't like it against Rubik. He keeps it on D magic aura, and your hero just does 22% less damage, and you don't do anything to a repelled guy.
5 seconds remaining.
The Centaur pick is interesting, but now they have Centaur Omni Knight, and
Yeah, what's that about?
That's weird.
Is it going to be like the Loda safe lane Centaur, or is it... It's more than likely to be a carry Omni Knight now, I assume.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Hope
But like
so.
Centaur can't play Dota against Razor either, and I like Centaur a lot more against, like Morphling heroes. Like anything that has to click you for low damage a bunch of times to kill you. And things that are squishy. But Razor's just gonna go like Drums BKB, have 2,000 health, and you might stun him, but then you're just kind of sad.
Yeah, they have, like you said, a Centaur and they pick Centaur and Omni into Razor as 2 cores. That just feels off. Very off. Now pretty much you guarantee Razor. He's just gonna be happy with whatever lane he goes to. And now GoPro. So what do they need then? They need a middle hero. Do they need? They just need damage, right? They have none.
I like the TA pick a lot. Gives them the physical damage they need. All the enemy heroes are very low armor. I think TA is like the go-to core against Rubik, maybe behind just Visage and Lone Druid. And you don't really care about Enfeeble in the laning phase if they try to do that to you. Gives them Roche, gives them something to farm Ancients. It's a good pick.
Very quick farmer as well. I don't know if you like the analogy. I always considered TA the Meepo of gold. Like Meepo always wants to be. I mean, he needs to be above experience-wise, right? That's how I feel with TA. Like if you're not 3,000, 4,000 gold ahead near that mid game, feels like you've kind of lost your lane.
Yeah, I can see that. It's a tempo hero, you know?
Yeah.
If you're ahead, you can farm everything. If you're behind, like you can't even farm your ancient stack now, and you just get further behind. I think it's more like Quap. You're like a Quap.
Quap, I actually like watching Quaps. She's kind of fun. I mean, SEA still like first picks her, but NA just doesn't like Quap anymore.
I think it's because they aren't as comfortable doing what SEA does, where they play it in every lane. Cores become top tier when people realize they can be played in the off lane.
Like when we saw
And
the
Quap can.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the same with Puck, right? Like
Yeah.
Puck for a while was like first pickable because not only was it every lane, but then it's like, oh hey, supports can play it too. Everyone can try.
Yeah, seeing support Puck, then even the carry lane Puck you guys ran a few times. You actually did run in all 4 lanes or 4 positions. It was the Underlord.
Oof, I really don't like Underlord into Rubik. I would have selected a different Underlord type hero. I think I don't like Brew too much, but I don't know. It works, I guess. Could have just picked like a Puck as well, though. DP. It's a good matchup against the TA. I could see them going safe lane TA here. They won't do it, but we actually experimented with that. I think it's pretty good.
What does it do differently than middle? Just more space to farm?
Well, it's more about the matchup, and TA, like, especially now that you don't really buy bottle ever, you can buy bottle if you want, because your side lane, it's actually better to have one in the side lane, but you're also just like a 1v1 and XP dependent hero. So if you can get a favorable 1v1, even if you're in the safe lane, get a little help, like, you're just going to dominate that lane completely.
Yeah.
Mid is like, I don't know, you can't. It's just harder to get solo XP if you get dual laned. Whereas safe lane, like you can't really die, and you usually have better matchups. Like you beat an Omni for sure.
This Omni's just gonna have a pretty sad game no matter where he goes. No, you see the drafts. I'm assuming you're just favoring the DC's lineup here.
Wait, fuck me. Sorry, what?
I was just saying who.
I'm like taking these blitz snaps on my
Blitz
right
snaps?
now. I'm just like I zone out for like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I'm like I snap back to reality and it's like holy shit, there goes gravity.
That's a great song. Wait, who was that? That was a theme song, right, for a show?
That's Eminem. That's Lose Yourself.
Oh, so yeah, for the 8 Mile, it's a show. We'll just consider it a show. I've never actually seen 8 Mile. I'm very disappointed in myself. Don't worry.
I have no words, Grant.
I haven't seen. I don't know. I just never sat down and watched it. It's very strange.
It's a great movie.
I heard
think.
it is. Yeah. I mean, even like non-hip hop people love the movie, and I was like, well, if everyone likes it, then it must be pretty decent. I'm not a big guy. You know what? The Roger Ebert and Roper RP, by the way, but I actually hate people who read reviews and don't make their own kind of thing.
Tell me about it, dude.
And I was gonna bring up the Emoji Movie, but I won't. But that's one. If you need to check it out. I'm just saying. Go on, Kyle. You talk about what's one of your favorite movies that other people like universally hate? I'm sure there's one.
I don't know. You'd have to like give me some. I would have to think about it.
That's
if you want to say like the critics hated, like Van
Yeah.
Helsing is a great movie
Okay.
that the critics hated.
They really did.
All like what was the other one? Like Robin Hood people hated, the one with Kevin, what's his face, the guy that plays Gladiator.
The newest one?
Nah, the
Oh,
one with Russell
old-
Crowe. Russell
yeah.
Crowe, Robin Hood.
I like that one.
Yeah, that got like a 30% or
Did
some
it?
shit.
I don't know. Van Helsing. That reminds me of Triple X. I love them. I just love cheesy,
Yeah,
crappy action. I mean, I'll admit it.
Oh,
They're
hell
kind of
yeah.
bad, but I love them. Those are like some of the best ones. Well, that's like you said. So DP wins this lane straight up 1v1. Would you say? Against TA middle.
Well, you can't really. It's not really a DP if it's 1v1, but yeah, I would say it's a pretty significant matchup advantage.
Top lane. Nothing really going on. The Skywrath actually starts up there with the Razor, and well, do you just make your Omni accept his fate up here, or do you rotate him bottom, where it might be just as bad?
I don't know. I mean, it's better in the safe lane, but this really sucks. These are not the lanes you want. Underlord beats Centaur, Razor beats Omni, so mid lane Bryle's done a great job with his Psyblades. He's like already forcing a salve pretty soon on this DP. That's like the 7th Psyblade I've seen in a minute.
Yeah, and he got the range creep. That was triple value right there. And yeah, there you go. Flask is gonna go down. They both have already used it, but
TA, the thing is, TA is weakest at these like first 2 waves and levels. Now like DP doesn't. DP is a hero that needs to win these first waves pretty hard, but TA like level 3+ starts to take over. Like, look, oh my God, are you watching this?
I was watching. I watched the rotation bottom, but I don't know. This guy's just sideblading.
Yeah, pretty much. Husky's like nuking for Archer CS, so it's
All
just
right,
not good.
then
Oh, missed a kill.
Then I move
Sorry
off.
about that.
No, you're good. They rotated the Bane bottom, and they lose a 2v3 fight. No one's even really damaged on the Radiant side. It's rough.
Just Underlord things.
S-Hero. I mean, even versus Omni, right? Like, you might take a little more S, but this guy, he can just stand on top of the wave, and you actually can't do anything.
Yep.
Now Centaur, he has a full wave coming, but still under-leveled again, because it's tri-lane.
Yeah, they're just losing all their lanes. Like, Underlord, especially after he gets that kill, like, he's hitting for 100 most of the time. How do you out-CS somebody hitting for 100?
Yeah. The quelling, man. And he just health pots right back up. Now we getting chased down by a Rubik. But this Bane, no items, just feels a little rough. Is he going to get a sleep, or are they going to try to do anything to Brown? Nope, just push him out of lane. And yeah, you look at the CS charts. All of Radiant up top with 14 and 5+ denies each. Look at those denies. Come on, there's got to be a few more denies in this game. I'm not a fan of seeing so many zeros.
I mean,
it's too many for me.
The Radiant cores are doing pretty well.
Yeah, they are.
Deny.
Especially, I mean, like you said, for Brile, you get a deny, you also get harass, you can get CS. It's like Tiny. I guess it is like the ranged version of Tiny, now that I think about it.
Just quick stat here. You've got 30 denies on Team Radiant versus 24